You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Reign After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Reign After Show.
Come on, you're out of the booth. You better act like you're having fun.
I feel like you're judging us, Phil. Come on.
You can call us Queen Bee.
Hello, everybody. We are here doing your favorite AFTERBUZZ TV show for your favorite show, Reign. This episode is called Dirty Laundry. This is episode 14. I am your host, Keetin Marchi, and look who we got out of the booth today. Woo! Ladies!
By popular demand.
No, but for real, though, by popular demand out of the booth.
Literally.
Why don't you introduce yourself for the ladies who have yet to
lay eyes,
experience your charm?
I am Phil Svitek, and I'm Team Bash.
We got some mashers
Hi,
here.
Phil.
Hi, Phil. And ladies, on my left, I am Meagan Medick. I'm Team Francis Obvi.
I'm Fahnia Thomas, and I'm Team whoever I feel like on this given moment.
That I am with Fahnia. I am not like a certain team at all. Bash was killing me today a little bit, like killing me in like the Bash. But we'll get to that a little bit later. Let's just jump right into the best part about this episode, which had to be the fun kind of relationship that we saw unfolding between King Henry and the lovely Queen Catherine. This is 2 months after the wedding, after Catherine's life is going to be spared because she's back in the good graces, and they have to work together in this episode, which brings up such...
This was amazing.
I love it.
loved
There's nothing
it.
like murder to
Loved
bring a
it.
king and queen together. You know, like last week she was an adulteress and she was going to have her head cut off.
But unlike Bash's killing with the infamous pushing off the cliff, this was just like, we're doing it. Oops. What happened? She fell out the window.
My notes literally say effed to death. That's crazy.
Literally.
But we were all kind of like, did that really happen? Did that just happen? And they're like, yeah, it did.
I think that was a little too much for
Is that
me.
too dramatic?
It
Is
was
that
a little,
too climactic for you?
I don't. It was just a little too much. It seemed that doesn't seem very believable to me. I don't know. I know this is like not a real thing, but it just was too much.
The king seems
isn't
to
real?
slay a lot of girls, so maybe he does like put it down like that because
But he just didn't know his surroundings at all.
Yeah,
that's what happens when you're in the passionate moment of love making.
No.
You know, it gets so
He knows
intense.
his room. He knows his room. Like
The
I don't.
CW was giving us some
It was
like
too
soft
much.
porn that just turned
Not to cut ahead, but then with Kenna, he went for the window again. Yeah, I think he likes it.
S&M.
Yeah, there's a problem of brewing. He got a little taste of that murder.
Did you
and
see his
he's
eyes
like,
were like black at the
yeah,
end.
and he
Like,
was like, I want to do this. Like, I want to do this again.
He looked like the shark in Finding Nemo when he's like smells the blood and it's like his eyes like they go from like the nice little fun cartoon shark to the real great white shark.
Yeah, his name was Bruce.
Brucey's hungry.
Yeah.
Henry's hungry. Like that's what I felt like it turned into in the end, and it really freaked me out. But before that, we see Henry not knowing what to do and having to reach out to the one person who he probably wants to reach out to the least, Miss Queen Catherine.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I like seeing him
Loved
vulnerable in that moment of like, and being so helpless because usually he's like the man, he can handle it. I kind of like seeing that side of him, and I like that he went to Catherine and she handles things.
But even still, he had his moments of like, I need you. No, wait, France needs you. Not me.
Well,
France.
of course, he can't admit it now. He can't, say that he really needs her because he is the king. He can't swallow his pride and be like, oh, I need you.
Okay, but when you're in that situation, it doesn't matter what you say. Like, remember even with the tapestry or whatever it was, he's like, add it to my list
of things that I owe you or that I'm in debt to you.
And I loved how, like, Catherine, like, they push each other's buttons. Like, they honestly seem like an old married couple. Yeah. It was a very kind of crazy circumstance that we were seeing kind of this banter back and forth with them. But we see Catherine being like, oh, that's my favorite. Like, exactly, that's my favorite tapestry. And then when he's like, well, make it say this. Like, love's like a lion, the prowess of a lion. And she kind of just looks at him like, really, dude?
Like, shut up. Let me handle this. I'm an old pro. No, she was the perfect person for him to go to. She's got all those potions and tricks up her sleeve. And if she can cheat death a million times in the past, like how many episodes did she cheat death? And she can cover it up. So great call. I would have gone to her too.
Well, and it just shows how perfect for each other they truly are. Mm-hmm. They really are perfect for each other. And, after they kind of got through this whole situation, Henry tried to take back the reins and be like, I am king, I am Henry, let me handle this situation. But can you help me, please? Okay, wait, I'm king guy. Like, he could barely, like let her take the control. He was so funny about it. And then finally, Catherine was just like, okay, you can't talk to this guy. You have no idea what you're saying. And she took control, and it made Henry hot.
Yeah.
And Henry's like, I want you to stay with me.
But that was so clever of her to just put it all together like that fast of the body switching lies.
Clever Catherine. That's why we call her that. And I like how she
said new CC.
No.
Who we did not see this episode.
I like how she denied him lovemaking. I think that made her feel more of like a woman and strong, and not like some of the other girls like Kenna, who were just like, have your way with me.
She goes, don't ruin it.
It appeared as if though she seemed less ditzy, wouldn't you say?
Oh.
I think that they
like
both,
someone else I know.
Both of them know how they can control the king. Kenna does it with her passion and her expert lovemaking, and Catherine does it with her smarts, her wits. She's so smart. Mm-hmm. So ladies gotta use what they got. So props to her. Mm-hmm. Props to her, because that's gonna make the king continue to want more.
Yep. Can't give them what they want.
Yeah, because you always want what you can't have.
Right,
so.
Right, Phil?
Well, I also like that she now knows the secret and she can always hold it against him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In times of desperation, again, should her life be in danger one more time by the king.
But do you think she could? Because now she's an accomplice, and she kind of said that, like, so you're going to turn around and use it against me. Like, do you really want me to help you, or is this going to bite me in the ass later?
I find it hard to believe that Catherine would be able to use this against the king, just because you're right, she is an accomplice. But I do believe that as smart as Catherine is, and like all of her connections, as witty as she can be, if it comes to it, she will find a way to screw him over with this. Sure. But I don't see this coming back for a while, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's dead.
Pardon the pun.
Yeah, never pardon the pun. I love the puns. Anyways,
you're funny.
Oh God. Speaking of something that's funny, there's a great show coming out soon.
All right, I know you fans get mad when we promote other shows, but hey, after all, this is AfterBuzz TV. What the heck do we do but talk about 60 plus TV shows a week, over 200 in our roster, and after all, what better TV show than one that's kind of has the family? So Marissa, go ahead and play it.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Yay.
Tuesdays on Oxygen. I'm Maria Menounos, and my life can get a little crazy. I host Extra. I'm an actor, producer, dancer, wrestler, and a lot of other things. I live with Kevin, my boyfriend of 15 years. Do you really love me?
I would say that I'm in serious like.
And my parents. Yep. I just said I live with my parents.
You drive me crazy.
You drive me crazy. My parents want us to get married.
You both love each other. Get married.
Kevin and I don't. I am going to get married when I want to get married. I think I want kids. Kevin definitely doesn't want them now.
This is being pushed on to us.
And of course, my parents wanted them yesterday.
This year, you gotta have it.
And I have a house full of people counting on me financially. If I take my eye off the ball, everything can fall apart.
It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks or wants us to do. It's what we want to do.
Everyone thinks that they know what's best for me, but I'm really the only one. I have got to figure things out.
Chasing Maria Menounos is so new. Every Tuesday at 10, 9 Central, starting March 18, only on Oxygen.
And hey, AfterBuzz is on there. See, we've come full circle.
You guys can get a little behind the scenes action of AfterBuzz when you check out that show.
It's really exciting. I just eat a lot of popcorn.
So I want to jump back in because one of the part of kind of Henry and Catherine's, I guess, the outcome of their plan involved a dead priest who was actually killed by somebody who we have thought for a very long time
Not me.
was long gone and dead.
No, so I actually just need to take a second and apologize to everyone. I said Olivia was dead. I told that to Keetin. I told that to everyone on YouTube. People have been like, where's this girl? I'm like, Cece killed her, hashtag.
You were so sure.
I was so dead. And people were like, really? I don't know. And I was like, oh no, Cece's a murderer. So there I go again, just blaming everything on Clarissa. And I am really sorry. She's alive.
We forgive you.
Thanks,
She's
guys.
alive, but girl is crazy.
Yeah.
Girl,
Not that she's in a different way. I mean, in the past, she was crazy for Francis. Mm-hmm. Now she's just crazy.
well, and I like the way we discover Olivia this time is Bash is in the woods, and all of a sudden
She's literally crawling.
The guy was like, it's the boar. Like, oh God.
I think it's perfect timing, though.
it is perfect timing. You're right. It's about time. If she was alive, it's about time she came back. And along with her comes more talk of this darkness and more talk kind of about the Bloodwood. I mean, the pagans, we haven't heard much about them recently, and their storyline has kind of not been a big topic of discussion, and now we're seeing them come back now that Bash is kind of back into the woods. And she had all these bite marks on her. She starts slashing her wrist immediately, like freaking out. And I mean, the two hunters were like, get her out of here.
Yeah, she's got to go
out of here. And Bash, of course, brings her to Nostradamus, who is like the physician of the court. And I thought when she got there, that because she kind of like had the seizure thing, I thought she was like dead. Like I thought she was gonna have to die there or something. But no, she was alive.
Yeah, I knew that she wasn't going to die because she knows something and she's seen something that we need to figure out. And she's our only outlet to get that information as of yet.
And plus, we need as much things against Francis as possible, because we'll talk about Lola, but that's one strike for Francis there. Now her back, that's another thing. And I think he's lying to Mary.
I think that's why it's perfect. Like, she literally came crawling back at the right time. They come back from their honeymoon. They're married now. Here comes mistress number one.
Wait.
Well, she wasn't a mistress yet, but
she was a girlfriend.
She was the maybe mistress, and then now we have the mistress that's pregnant. Perfect time.
I know, but
Olivia.
okay, I have to say, I don't think Olivia's ever going to be able to work her way back into court.
No.
There's absolutely no way. I think the only reason that she's still alive and they brought her back is to kind of bring about the storyline of the darkness and that it's coming and kind of more magical stuff into it. But there's no way. Like, this girl is crazy. Like, she just killed a priest with his own crucifix who was trying to, may the power of Christ compel you. Like,
yeah.
And I think she is way too far gone. And, yeah, I don't think she's gonna get out of this.
That
Mary's not gonna even know that she's there. I don't think.
I think Francis is gonna feel. I think he's gonna feel compelled as if it's his fault.
No, I don't think he's even gonna find out that she's there.
There's gonna be a time when Francis is gonna get a little pissed off with Bash and Mary's closeness and be like, oh.
I don't think that she's going to be in court for long. I think that when she came back to court, I don't even think that she really wanted to do that. It was Queen Catherine who was trying to get her to come back and like giving her tips to try to get her pregnant just because she didn't want Mary and Francis to be together. And remember, she was like, Catherine was like, get pregnant. And she's like, I can't. He loves Mary. And then she screwed up her one task of helping people get out of the castle when it was under siege. So I don't think that she even really wants to be at court. I think that she just wants to go somewhere where she can.
I don't think she wants anything now because I think she's so messed up in the head. Like, I think I will call it. She will be dead before the season's done, like officially, and I don't think she's going to ever become any way normal again.
She's probably gonna commit suicide. Yeah,
I think something's gonna drive her mad. These dreams, like whatever. But I think she's just to bring the darkness in, and then she's gonna be done. But speaking of another mistress, or the new mistress of Francis, Miss Lola.
I called it.
We
was
did.
Lola.
A lot. You know what?
She
You
was
did
a
call it,
whore.
so congratulations. And a lot of you guys on YouTube commented and called it and knew it, and we're all over it. So congratulations.
And thank you for letting us know about the Canadian trailer. Because I have never really gone and watched the Canadian trailers, and they do give out different information, and they're very different. They're usually longer. So as soon as this is done, I'm going to go watch the Canadian trailer for next week, which is exciting because next week looks really good. Anyway, so Lola, Miss Lola, we see it on her face right as Francis and Mary come back. She's in like this flowy dress, you know, and then I'm surprised like neither Greer nor Kenna called her on it in the past 2 months. I'm really surprised because obviously Mary's not there, so they're not being fully attentive to Mary. So they're kind of probably hanging out and stuff.
Probably not. Kenna is probably hanging out with the king, and then Greer's probably hanging out in the kitchen.
Yeah, I want to see that storyline back.
Yeah, I thought that we were maybe going to get it back
update.
this episode because when Mary returned, she was like, "Oh, I met a nice suitor for both of you," and you could tell that Greer kind of like looked down. And I was like, "Her boyfriend's coming back," but no, he didn't.
Well, and it was funny because she mentioned Lola and Greer and didn't
Nothing
even
about
say
Kenna. I mean,
like,
But Kenna needs no help. Kenna needs
obviously,
no help.
and I'm sorry, I didn't want Lola to be taking advice from Kenna. Like, really, we know what you're after. I still have a soft spot for Lola because she was like my level-headed, smart girl.
But
So
it just goes to show one mistake or in this one night can just ruin your life.
Take notes, everyone.
one
Be
bad decision.
careful out there.
This is like a bad episode of Sweet 16.
I was gonna say Teen
Or
Mom.
16
but-
and Pregnant, Teen Mom.
Oh.
Sorry. Oop, we're not allowed to talk about other shows. Sorry.
But so
Not our roles.
you know, Kenna then calls out Lola. She's like, I know you're pregnant,
Right.
basically. And Kenna at first is like, girl, you go, girl. Like, you have just you
Yeah.
have set yourself up.
She's like, I wish I was you.
yeah.
Oh, Kenna.
She's like, oh, but King Henry like wraps it. Like,
Yeah, what kind of condoms were they using back then?
They were
this is so creepy.
They were like goat intestine, I think, is what they use. It's kind of basically similar to what they like would literally wrap like sausages in, sausage meat in. But yeah, they've had condoms since like back in the day, but they were like all natural.
That's amazing. That's organic.
When has Henry taken out things to where, like, he just killed someone out his window?
Yeah, if he would have taken 1 second to whip the intestines out, this poor little Bohemian Duchess probably would not be dead.
I mean, it is hard for me to believe that Henry like does take the time to do that.
But what does that say about Kenna? That he's wrapping it up with her?
Because he doesn't want. I don't think he wants any more children, especially bastards, and especially with Kenna, because then he gives her power. And as much as Kenna knows the cards she's playing, I think Henry also knows. I mean, he's the king; he knows the cards he's playing as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the deal that they have worked out, I think they both seem very happy in that deal, and you know, they're making it work. But so we see. So first, Kenna's like, "Girl, you're good. Like, don't worry about it." Lola's like, "No, I can't do this. Like, my family will not accept it. I'm screwed. I'm done here. I can't do this to Mary." And then Lola's like, "Well, there is another way. I heard this rumor. Blah blah blah."
She would be the one to know where to go get an abortion.
Yeah, of course. Kenna.
She would be like the.
She left and she was portly and sad. She came back and she was in good spirits and skinny. Like, that's basically what she said. Like, oh my gosh, Kenna.
Yeah.
She doesn't
It's
really...
not a diet, Kenna. It's not a good cleanse. It's really serious.
But as soon as Lola left, like, obviously we knew Lola was going to try to do this. There's been a lot of news and gossip about how, oh, you know, the CW had this racy episode that you could go watch online, which, by the way, was not racy.
Boring.
Great tell. I didn't go see it. What was it like?
Nothing.
Okay, first off, the sex scenes were Nostradamus's and Mary's.
Oh, boo.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it wasn't Kenna's. Strike one. Strike two, there was like half a second more.
Yeah, it was basically, so the woman that was like having sex with Nostradamus,
right?
It was a little bit longer of her like moaning on like thrusting on top of him. That was like one, but that's all. You still just, it was the same shot that you already saw. It was just longer version of it and more sound. And then the one with Mary, it was just a longer version of kind of their scene and kind of a wider shot of it, so you could like see their full bodies.
And then it was the cut with Bash seeing them. It was a lot more awkward because you could like see like Francis on top of Mary and Mary's legs and then Sebastian right there. So it was like, so
basically what you're saying is we've seen hotter sex scenes within earlier episodes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
It wasn't worth the watch if anybody hasn't seen it yet and was gonna. I'm so sorry. I'm messing with my spoon. But
Phil just took it away from you.
It wasn't anything. You guys didn't miss anything if you haven't watched it, so don't worry.
Good to know.
But back to what really freaked me out and made me so uncomfortable was that, abortion scene and seeing all those instruments laid out and just like Lola going in there and making that decision. Like, props to her acting, because I was like, I covered my eyes. I couldn't even watch it. It was making me so like, oh my god, I don't want her to die. Why are you doing this? Like, Lola, you're our level-headed, like, we love you, and why are you making this decision?
I was fine until the lady was like, don't worry, I'll give you a piece of leather to bite down on for when you want to scream. And that's when I was like, okay, this is no modern medicine type situation. Like, they're going to get up in there.
Was she drunk, by the way?
I think she
was
she
Lola
had some
drunk?
type of drug in her.
Lola?
Yeah.
I would hope that they would get her a shot or something to, numb some of the pain.
Yeah, Meagan, you look like, oh my god, she has a child. How could you be giving alcohol? She's about to abort the baby.
I think it shows a lot about her character, that she cares that she made a mistake and she's trying to rectify the mistake, and she's not just happy with being the mistress of the king and having his heir. Like, she's worried about her family, she said. She's worried about her friendship. So it says a lot that she's willing to basically risk her life.
Well, and I think the biggest thing that she's worried about, and this speaks a lot about her friendship with Mary, is I think that's the main reason she wanted to do it, was because she knew Mary would be devastated, which when Mary comes in to save her, at first she doesn't realize it was Francis's baby, and I wonder if she would have done the same thing if she knew from the get-go that it was
Me
Francis's
too.
baby.
And then I wonder, do you think she should keep it a secret? Like, will she keep it a secret?
I don't
Start the discussion online. We want to know what you think.
Phil, what do you think? Should she keep it a secret from her husband?
No. Well, he's keeping some secrets from her, so I think she's gonna use it against him.
No, I think they need to keep, like, that's gonna be the thing that tears Mary and Francis apart, are like lies and secrets. They need to not. There's too many other people in court that are trying to lie and keep secrets from them. They need to be open with each other.
And Francis literally said to Mary's face this episode, like, you need to take me at my word. Like, you need to trust me. Like, there are so many things that are going to go on that could potentially tear us apart or anything. He's like, but trust is something that we need to have for each other. And I think a lot of that trust is going to start with honesty. And I think if she keeps it from him, it's just going to start a bigger problem, because he's going to find out eventually, obviously.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't think it's fair to Lola not to tell Francis, because that's an option that she has. And I don't think that's fair, and it's not fair to Francis either.
I'm conflicted.
I don't think this is the free society that we live in today. Like, no, don't. Your job is to not tell Francis.
But this is the thing. Like, it's the only harm I think it really brings. It brings, like, it's to Mary. So if Mary's gonna be selfish, she's not gonna tell her husband, because, like, honestly, this is an heir. This is an heir to, like, that is the biggest thing. And so for everybody else involved, this heir is great, because Mary's still not pregnant. She's had 2 months to get pregnant. She hasn't gotten pregnant, which I'm sure makes her feel really insecure and stuff. So don't yell at me for, like, bashing on Mary. But, I know it's going to happen. They're going to be like, oh, Mary should don't.
Which is all the more reason why she should keep it a secret, because it does affect her directly, because it's changing the line of succession. So.
And it's going to be embarrassing for Mary.
I just got a prediction.
Oh my gosh. That was like a Nostradamus moment you just had. Like, vision. No, I think it'll bring a lot of embarrassment and shame to Mary. And that's just like, it sucks.
Do you think it's going to make her try harder? She's like,
sure,
all it takes is one night with him.
What? Oh my God.
They've had many, but Mom's got the potions. She's got the
I'm going to say something, but I don't want it to be Keaton's prediction.
I swear to
should
God,
I say something or should I not say something?
Is it a prediction? Can you wait to
if it's a prediction, because let me have this one. I just had my Nostradamus moment. I know it's...
All right, Fahnia, let's talk about the potions.
Oh my God, yeah, okay. I'm not going to say it. Okay.
I think
you and me, girl.
It's
They'll
creepy.
You and me.
Their own thing.
You and me. Keaton and I have the same prediction, FYI.
I got it first.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not a competition. It's a cooperation.
Okay.
Back to Reign.
Back to Reign. Lola. So we see.
I thought we were talking about the potions.
Phil, have you ever used a potion?
Not that kind of potion.
Oh, snap.
Hello, KY.
Okay, I just love Catherine's boldness and like, well, you know what to rub it on.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Because her and Mary, you know, through everything that they've been through, now finally she's accepting like, hey, you gotta get pregnant, and that means you and my son doing it.
And what is that? Some like Vicks on the chest? Like
Yes.
if it burns, just
Ignore
keep
it.
going. And what was the other? Oh, she has to lay still.
And did you see in that last shot when Francis was like on his side, they were both like naked. She was just laying there still.
I
Like,
thought she
probably-
was plotting. Like,
no, she was
something
laying
else.
there still, probably being like, "Oh God, please! I hope I'm pregnant. I hope I'm pregnant. I need."
Oh,
to get
I think
pregnant."
they would have showed us the application of the potion.
Yeah, the burning sensation.
This is a CW show.
I mean, I'm sorry, but it
Deleted
is soft
scene.
porn. What we just saw with the king and hello.
I don't know. Well,
I expect it now from the CW. I want to see that like passionate thrusting, you know.
Oh,
Falling out the
baby. Oh,
window.
Falling
baby.
out, right? But not with like Nostradamus.
so we kind of leave Lola, and what her decision is still up in the air. What she's going to do,
Right.
and whether she's going to leave, whether she's going to stay, how she's going to remedy the situation. You know, cut to Mary and Francis / Bash comes back.
Wait, before we get to that, can we talk about Bash's hottie in the woods?
Oh yeah,
That kind of saved Rowan.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not that into. I mean, we can talk about her, but
you're not into her.
Well,
I'm digging
I
her.
want Bash for
I
myself.
am too.
I'm digging her, and I want to know the meaning behind the flower tattoo marking or whatever it is. I can't wait to reveal more about that. And
They obviously know about the pagans
right,
because they were scared.
They
of
were
them.
scared.
and they're hunters, like, so they know
I-
about the woods.
I like this girl only because I do like Bash as a character. And remember, I said before Bash and Mary started their whole fling, I really liked Bash. I liked like bad Bash who like didn't have a care and was like, oh, you're not supposed to go in the woods? Well, I'm in the woods. Or like, I'm going to hit on these girls. Oh, maybe these girls. Like, that's the cool Bash that I like. So I kind of like that he found someone who was kind of a free spirit. He deserves it, and she seems so down.
Yeah, Rowan is his new girlfriend. I want them to be together because Mary has got like, he deserves better.
Yeah.
I agree that he deserves better, but I don't feel like, I don't know, this girl just doesn't seem. I want to see somebody different with Bash.
Get on board. She's gonna be around.
I know she's gonna be around because I read some news and gossip that said she was gonna be around, and Bash was like love life.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Well, if anything,
That's the only thing that amazed me, like how fast these people turn. Like, okay, you were just with Mary.
She's married.
Yeah.
He had to watch her have sex. Like,
I know, and it's
she
been
needs
2 months though. It's
the-
been 2 months.
Yeah, and the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody. So,
Well, you know what?
Rowan.
A good revenge would be if Francis walked in on him and Mary. Like, like what? That would be great.
Is that the only way to settle the score?
Does Mary have to be like
a whore?
Tossed
Yes,
around between two
like,
brothers?
I love Mary. I love Bash. I love them all. I love Francis. Like,
I mean,
everybody get in their own lane.
Hashtag people pleaser.
Could be true.
Until somebody pisses me off. Like
Yeah.
I said, I have my moments.
No. We know,
I mean,
we know, girl. We know, girl. We like
what,
it.
I liked what Francis said though, but I think it's manipulative because I do think it was ultimately him of like, hey, the fact that you even have to question this is absurd.
Right.
But I think it was him.
Oh my
That had his.
Oh my
that
gosh.
ordered him to be killed.
I think because
I think
I
it
think
was Clarissa.
no, I think they're past.
Yeah, because people are taking orders from
I
Clarissa.
mean, that one chick was singing the
But
last episode.
Why would she want to kill Bash? What has Bash ever done against
yeah.
her?
But she always wants to like protect Mary. No, Bash was there when Bash was there when they bashed her head in.
You're
Mary
saying
bashed her head in.
you're saying when they put the hit on Bash. You saying
Yeah.
it's Francis?
Let's just.
I'm saying it's
I don't-
Francis.
yeah,
She's
let's
saying it's
just
Clarissa.
say
I don't
something
think
right
it's
now.
I
It
think
was
it's still
not
Mama
Clarissa.
Mary. It's not Clarissa. I think it's
If
either
it
Mama
was
Mary or it's-
Francis, I'm going to be
Francis.
super disappointed and really upset because that's going to be a really big judge of
But
character.
that's where they've gone this whole, they've gone tit for tat, and Bash is becoming a great kind of a ruler, and he could be a king. And then Francis, in his own right, where he was looked down upon as like this man boy child, is now, being very secretive and has his own dealings.
He did say, I sent them myself. When the mom was like, to letting him know what happened, he did say, like, I sent those guards myself. What do you mean? He seemed upset. So I think it's possible.
And I want to agree with you. I think it was Marie de Guise, Mary's mom. I think sorry I even said Clarissa. I think you're exactly right. That was her last ditch effort. Like, because he's like, I mean, she knows. She was a smart lady. She's like, obviously this guy is not going to go away unless he's kaput. So I think she has her, she knows her way around, secrets and in the castle. So I think as soon as she knew Francis sent those guards, I think she got in their ear.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Well, something that Bash said to Mary, which really resonated with me, that was kind of scary, is he, like, before he left, he looked at her and he was like, for your own good, find out who you're married to. And I was like, oh, Bash.
What do you think it means?
But Bash knows what to say to Mary.
I know.
But I think that could refer to Lola. That could,
Mm-hmm. I just think that it's like a total manipulative way to get inside of her head, because Mary, once someone tells her something, will like overthink it and overanalyze it. Typical girl. So I think that he said that because he firmly believes that Francis ordered the hit. And so he was like, oh, perfect way for me to throw a little seed in there and get Mary to come back.
This in a comical but not comical but still comical way. I think you just need a Shrek-like, true love's kiss. Like, something needs to happen that, okay, who's the one, Bash or Francis?
Well, it's Francis last week, yeah.
Yes.
So that's what it is, I think. But matters of the heart aren't easy. She still has some love for Bash, which she said, but she's not in love with him. So it's hard when the guy you like is now back in court in your face.
I don't know.
But I
want to live in court.
Part of me,
I just want to.
It's not like you're the Duchess or something.
I don't even have to do anything. Just let me hang out like a fly on the wall and just watch everyone. It's so exciting.
Hashtag get Keetin on Reign.
Yeah.
In terms of this episode, I wanted to go more after England and all that. I was really hoping, we would see steps towards that.
I thought at the beginning of the episode when those two were got to court, I thought that's what they were, English people.
The Bohemians? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which
far from English.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the Duke was a little, I don't think he was that attractive.
No.
Kenna doesn't care.
Yeah.
I wants power and she wants like.
I don't even care if she cares. I'm just saying he wasn't attractive.
How funny was Kenna when she was trying to act like super pure, like, ever since you kissed me on the cheek, I've been wondering what it's like to get kissed on the lips. I'm like, Kenna. She's smart.
He bought it.
Oh, he bought it.
Phil would buy it. You would buy whatever she's selling, wouldn't you?
Okay, there's a difference between knowing BS and going along for the ride and then being fooled by the BS.
I feel like he almost knew the BS, but he was like, I'm okay with it after like she gave him that makeout.
I think he was almost there, like, wow, you really kiss like the French, like, oh, you know French love. I don't care. I think he was thinking with another part of his head.
Mm-hmm. Good for that guy.
Oh, poor Kenna. I will like to see her, because I like the character of Kenna. I do. She entertains someone to hate. So I hope we get to continue to see her with different suitors. We have missed 2 months of suitors, so we've missed technically 8 suitors because she gets a new one every week. So I'm excited to see like who else.
God, what a life, man!
Right? And then she just goes bangs the king, or the king bangs her.
Kenna is just like nailing it.
Again, she's the only lady of Mary's who actually has control right now of her life and her situation in the castle. She's the only one.
But does she really?
I think she does.
I think the king does. Because it only takes one thought and that's it.
Here's the thing. I think it's a false sense of
security.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just like so many times, just even in this show, we've seen when people feel at their best, all of a sudden... Right, Mary's at her peak, and all of a sudden Bash comes in. Do I like Bash? And then Lola, you know what I mean? All it takes, the foundation's not as strong as we think for these people.
But of the 3 situations that even including Mary, the 4 situations that each of those girls are in, Kenna has the most power.
I think that Greer might.
Nope, because Greer is
Mary
desperate.
does.
No, Mary doesn't, because Mary is 2 in her head, and she's like struggling not only with her husband,
Whether
she's not
she
pregnant.
knows it or not,
But that's her own fault.
Yeah,
you know, but she has power.
She has the most power of the.
I know, but I'm saying right now where they stand. I think Kenna, in her situation that she is in, and her like standing of nobility, she has the most power and the most control of what happens to her. Where everybody else, I feel like other people's hands are kind of more in the mix than with Kenna. You guys can disagree with me. I don't know if that even makes sense to you.
I don't think that I need to disagree with you. I think that you make valid points and very nice.
All in all, good for you.
Yeah. Way to go, Keetin. That sounded great.
I probably just talked in circles, but whatever. It made sense to me. I hope it made sense to some of you guys out there. So back me up, please. Is there anything else we really need to touch on in this episode, guys? Anything we missed?
I mean, if you guys, we've kind of touched upon Francis and Mary, but you know, especially that last scene. I don't know. To me, it's interesting hearing your guys' opinions about it. Because I think it's every emotion that you guys have said, I think it's all combined into one. You know, I think it's a WTF moment. Mm-hmm. I hope I'm pregnant moment. And wow, am I really Team Bash or am I Team Francis?
She's asking the same question all of us ask.
Well, I'm a very loyal person, and I'm never gonna jump ship. Quote me on it. But I am a little nervous about some of Francis's actions lately, and I have been thinking about some things that he's done to Mary and analyzing about Francis's behavior. So I'm a little nervous, but I will always be Team Francis. I hope that doesn't.
For me, in terms of this, you know,
He'll be dead in a couple seconds.
Out of all the episodes, this one wasn't their strongest. I feel. You know, it kind of went lateral. We set some things up for the rest of the season, so you know, it almost felt like kind of almost a new season. Mm-hmm. I really hope we push England though. You know what I mean? Because that gives everyone a motive for something, and we're you know.
Well, we are supposed to see Elizabeth I in this season. So I remember reading that a few months back that they had cast her, and that we will see her this season. So hopefully soon, and it's actually Mary's cousin is Elizabeth I. Right. So I will be excited to see her and see.
Her outfits.
Her outfits
for sure.
And just how sassy she gets, because I mean, she never married, and she was called the Virgin Queen, but everybody has their conspiracy theories that she had many, many suitors, and of course she did. Like, come on, girl's queen. Yeah. Or was. Spoiler alert, Elizabeth I became a queen. Sorry if I ruined it. But again, they're taking many liberties with history for the show.
Many.
Many good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. I loved all the murder, all the backstabbing, and all the politics in this episode. But it wasn't, I agree with you, it wasn't the best episode.
Yes. No.
It'd be hard to follow the last episode. So anything else?
News and gossip.
News and gossip. Do we have any today? Do we have any?
No, I don't have any.
I don't have any news and gossip. I mean,
that's because you spilled them all throughout the
sorry. I'm
didn't.
sorry. If it relates to what we're talking about, we'll talk about
predictions.
But let's just jump into predictions, ladies and gentlemen.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV
The lights going.
predictions.
Let's do an experiment. The blondes say their prediction at the same time, and then Fahnia and I will say our predictions at the same time. See if we can match it.
Well, I think you already read my favor.
Well, yeah. Okay.
So go ahead, say it.
Okay.
5,
1,
4, 3,
2,
3.
Mary pretends to be pregnant and takes Lola's baby.
That is some soap opera
It makes perfect sense.
It does make perfect sense. Like, Lola kind of goes into hiding a little bit. Mm-hmm. Mary pretends she's pregnant and, like, you know, keeps her baby bump growing as kind of Lola keeps her baby bump growing. And then when Lola has the baby, Mary has the baby. The only problem I find with that is that it's going to be very hard when, like, the delivery happens, because usually during a royal birth, I think it's like the last couple months, they were put on bed rest because they didn't quite understand pregnancy back in the day, and miscarriages were so common. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's where Mary's going to have some issues, and like a lot of people are present during the birth and the labor. Because
I mean, think of the consummation. We
exactly.
Yeah. We got to see this full circle.
Mercy.
That would be the only thing that I would be. Ooh, I don't know if that's going to work, but I don't know. I think they could potentially make it work, and I think that's going to be Lola's pass.
One more prediction that I have. I think that Henry is going to try to hook up with Catherine again. I think that her no
turns him on.
Yeah, kind of gave him that like, oh, challenge accepted, my queen.
I kind of did piggyback off what you guys said when we were in there. I put that they were going to banish Greer, that she was going to be banished from court.
You mean Lola?
Lola. No, Greer.
No,
Lola's preggers.
Oh yeah, the one that's pregnant. She's going to be banished. And then I also said Rowan and Bash are going to smash.
They've already smashed. They're smashing right
now.
Well,
they're probably already over knowing Bash. Just kidding.
I still
How
like.
do you
Just
know?
kidding.
That's Francis.
I like Bash's thing though, where hey, throw up the bat signal. I'm there.
Ooh.
That was nice. Yeah.
And I think that's going to come into play for something. I don't know quite what, but
I think someone else is going to start using that to their advantage to get Mary, maybe get Mary alone.
Clarissa.
Yeah,
or get Bash alone and do something to Bash. Maybe Francis will figure it out and like then confront Bash and be like, dude, stop messing with my wife.
Yeah.
Get off my woman.
Because he did say.
But then when they're in the
back.
woods, then the darkness will come and
they'll have to save each other, whatever. So much.
7 more days.
7 more days.
what will
Well,
we do?
where can we find you guys during these 7 days of dread?
You can find me on Instagram at Meagan Medick or on Twitter at the Bow Wow Gal.
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Fahnia Thomas.
and follow us here on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at AfterBuzz TV, and continue to comment. Sometimes your comments are great, sometimes they're a little bit harsh, but hey, we can swallow the pill.
We literally read all of them and really appreciate
it. We got
it.
Phil out of the booth,
Yeah,
guys.
because you guys were so adamant about it on YouTube. That's why my man's here right now.
I'm just going to pick a random YouTube commenter to shout out to Rola S. Thank you. Next week we'll pick a new one, but thank you, Rola S, for your comments and we love it. We love
Team Rola.
Team Rola. Hashtag Team Rola. But you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at KeetinM33. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Listening. Whatever.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.